Line. Sir, you're next.
Good evening. Thank you. My name is Greg Fox. I'm a hydrogeologist with Nestle Waters. I'd like to thank everyone for coming tonight. I've been with the company for 15 years as a hydrogeologist, and as a resident of West Central Michigan, I'd like to say I'm proud of the fact that at Ice Mountain we're able to do extensive monitoring and extensive studies on our water supplies to ensure that they're operated sustainably.
Up, please. Please be.
The application before you is based on Michigan's groundwater legislation. Legislation is based primarily on sound science and good water policy. The bones of the legislation are very strong. It needs some additional, I believe it needs some additional fine tuning to make sure that everything is transparent and operated fairly. But the science and the extensive studies that Ice Mountain has done in this application before you is a reason you should approve it.
John.
Thank you.
Thank you. Go ahead.
I'm John McLean, longtime land surveyor, semi-retired, full-time senior. I was a senior land surveyor at DTE Energy. And some say I can be a little short, but I'm long on property rights. The permit is short on water rights and Michigan law when you consider the impact on stream flow and watershed. Losing my voice. Ladies and gentlemen, this is about twin Chippewa creeks in Everett. Everett's nestled in the lap of the mighty Muskegon. It's lifeblood for residents and industry alike, or should be. There's another assault. It's on our census. It makes no sense when you have a tributary feeder on Chippewa Creek, 3 feet wide. I can stand in that creek and not be knocked down. It's rated at 2,058 gallons a minute. I must be Superman to be able to stand in that. So you gotta be kidding. I'm not a hydrologist, nor do I play one on TV. It also makes no sense if Twin Creek, barely 6 miles long, having a watershed of 22 square miles for Nestle hydrology, while 4 mile long Chippewa Creek, cutting through the same lay of the land, comes in at 3.93 miles. The ratio's wacky. Twin is upplayed, the Chip's downplayed, and when the Chips are down, we gotta ask, what the heck's going on? Oh, I forgot to mention, the headwaters of Chippewa Creek are foam dry. In contrast to this, the headwaters of Twin Creek are abundant. The beavers love it so much they turned it into a lake held for the people of Michigan. Nice of those dam beavers. The people, by way of Pere Marquette State Forest, own those waters. So what is nobody came to me with a deal from Nestle, because we own those waters, we're repairing and owning. In summary, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, Nestle might be hedging their bets on what is the least effective watershed, Twin Creek or Chippewa Creek. The elevations are a mess. Tale of 2 creeks and a river in a falling water table. By the way, did I mention I'm not a hydrologist? Do not allow this permit. Thanks for your time.
Thank you. Okay, I'd like to cue up Donald Gann and Nancy Berg to each mic, and you folks go ahead.
Okay, I'm Karen Opperman, and my husband Steve and I are going to share our time. We're from Ludington. Like a lot of you, I picked this brochure up on my way in. And the first thing that struck me when I looked through it was, Well, this must be a Nestle publication, but no, apparently it's a DEQ publication. And this is what concerns me about this. On the one side, there's a pie chart that shows consumption and total water use by sector, and then on the reverse, there are 20 companies named, all of whom are bigger takers of water in Michigan than the Nestle's corporation. Here's my question to you. Why would the DEQ produce a document for all of us to see that makes it look like you're an apologist for Nestle? Because these companies are not anything like Nestle. These companies all produce a product, you see. They take Michigan water, they use that water, they remediate the water goes back into Michigan ground. Unlike the Nestle Corporation, who comes with their non-renewable plastic bottles and takes our water and ships it globally for $200 a year. For the citizens of Michigan, and frankly, as a former public school teacher, I'm pretty cheesed off. We're not getting anything out of this deal.
Just call me the science guy, and to back up, I always agree with my wife. My fellow Michiganders, please do this to this document to make sure that the DEQ understands we do not want them patronizing Nestle's.
Go ahead, man.
Hi, my name is Wendy Nyström, and I'm with the Michigan Citizens for Water Conservation. Plus, I'm a citizen and care about my children and their children and their children. So my concern is that there'll be no water available for our future. If we continue to take it for granted and not update current water protection guidelines, regulations, etc., our children will not have any water. It has already been established in a previous court case that 400 gallons per minute is not sustainable anywhere. You can say, well, this is Stanwood, but the evidence presented in the 2000 decision case sets the precedent that 400 gallons per minute water taking will and does cause damage. It is causing damage at 250 gallons per minute.
Yeah.
The DEQ was set up to protect our resources for the people, not allow businesses to make it for profit and damage. I frankly do not accept the excuse any longer that if the company meets the criteria for a permit, that we have to issue the permit. That is a cop-out. We are set up to create the criteria to protect our environment. For us, the people. The protection will not occur if you grant this damaging permit. It is time to place a moratorium on all new permits for at least 2 years so that we, the affected citizens, can have the U.S. Geological Survey do a complete study and monitor our water resources, allowing companies such as Nestle to compile biased and often inaccurate data to suit their needs, but not the needs of the community or the people, cannot be allowed any longer. A legal precedent has been set with the previous lawsuit, when Judge ruled that Nestle can only pump at 218 gallons a minute with certain restrictions in times of drought. So why would you even consider a permit at a higher rate? We and you at the DEQ need to look at real protection of our water resources so that all our children and their children will have an abundance of clean water. My conclusion is that you must deny this current permit that Nestle has applied for, and a 2-year moratorium needs to be put in place to allow the USGS to conduct a study and report. Then the state can create a modern water protection policy for the future. It is time to reassess our water protection protocols with technology that will give us instant analysis of damage that is occurring or could occur. Thank you.